debatably one of the strongest UQ holders with a simple yet effective power. UQ holder number 5, Juzo Shishimi, first appears in UQ holder chapter 1 and 150, receiving his immortality after swallowing a pill his father brought home. Unable to grow, age, or build a muscle at the time, he never stayed in one place to avoid suspicion, practicing swinging a blade being the only thing he could do, learning to easily cut anything, building up the scale of what he could cut. One day after stealing food, he's caught and beaten up by bandits, where he meets Jinbei, who saves him. Juzo looks up to Jinbei, observing him and questioning how he's so strong when he doesn't even see him train. Juzo's goal is to cut down the gods who made the world as rotten as it is. Juzo, having swung a blade for many years, has acquired the ability to cut anything, and I mean anything. It's absurd, even with the little he's shown so far, making him the perfect anti-hacks character. He's seen cutting through at most concepts such as immortality and even the concept of an apple. Tota and Nikit had to relearn what an apple is due to Juzo's ability. Juzo was able to cut Santa, who is a ghost, Karen, bypassing her god's blessing, making it so she can't physically take damage, and Gingero, who has invincibility a few seconds after reviving. The immortal hunters use a similar skill to fight immortals, cutting through the concept of immortality exclusively, functioning as a less versatile version of Juzo's technique. He claims he can even cut down the gods, but has yet to show that as of chapter 175. He said he'd like to cut Tota after seeing him in chapter 173, deeming Tota someone he's interested in fighting. He also has a rivalry with Nikit, showing off how good he is, and Nikit does the same back to Juzo. Juzo's first major appearance is during the ball attack, where both Sept, Nanajiro, and Juzo are under Ball's control in chapter 158. It took Jinbei, one of the strongest holders, to challenge Juzo. Jinbei, weaponless, was equal to him, and Juzo even asked Jinbei to use one for the sake of the challenge. Jinbei shows there's methods to counter Juzo, such as distorting space so the cuts never hit the target. During their fight, Jinbei tries to get through to the real Juzo, asking him what he's going to do after cutting down the gods, only giving the answer to move forward along his path without knowing what he's hoping to find at the end of it. Juzo thinks he's won, rubbing off the parasite Ball put on him, upset that a swing from someone as weak as him, someone being controlled, could beat Jinbei, the man he looks up to and aspires to be like. Finding out the truth of Jinbei's switcheroo, he's saved by Jinbei, who knows someone who can separate Juzo from the parasite. The two are MIA for the rest of the fight due to Dana pretending to be manipulated. When the chapter came out, I saw some had issues with Juzo and his power, which I can see the problem with it. It's a matter of how it's used in the future, which I feel could put some of those people at ease. I believe the perfect opponent for him would be Raken, when the time comes, potentially cutting his invincibility, assuming they don't have a counter to Juzo. Honestly, I don't think we'll see Juzo cut down a god. That seems like something that we would hear about in epilogue, if I'm being realistic. The closest thing would be the major beginning to best display that aspect of his ability. What do you think of Juzo and his introduction into the cast and his future NUQ holder?